Dawson Rider review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the penultimate episode of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Again, just real quick here at the top of the video, just like yesterday's video, if you watched it or in case you didn't, my voice might be a little weird because I'm still recovering from like a head cold, and I did all those Toy Fair videos and I done killed my voice, and it's just starting to come back. So, yeah, so sorry about that if I sound weird, although I think I like my sick voice better than my real voice, which is weird. But anyway, penultimate episode. I really liked this episode. I thought it was a very strong episode. There wasn't a lot of Ranger action in it. I mean, there was some good Ranger and Mecha action in bits, but there wasn't a lot, and I appreciated that, which sounds weird, but I appreciated that they mainly let this episode be about the characters and the actors and like the heart of all that, and didn't try to squeeze in too much action and just kind of let it breathe, you know, which is kind of rare, but also makes sense and it's around the finale. But basically, we start the episode, we focus initially on Ko, who's seemingly in this happy world, and you know something's up because he sees Nada. And everybody is kind of in this happy dream place. You know, Kanalo's getting married, all these little things that they might want, but the only thing they notice is that like none of their friends are around. Like a couple times they'll make reference like, oh, you know, wasn't that great, guys? And then there's nobody there. But then Creon wakes Ko up out from the dream, and they all realize everybody's asleep in the world. And basically, the plot of the episode is Eris putting everyone in the Matrix. So he's making everyone dream. They see that all the Kishiryu are trying to fight him. They try to join the fight and are like immediately knocked down. Like it's not even a fight, and he like completely terraforms this one area. He launches this huge blast and everything just becomes wasteland. And for a second I thought he just reset the whole earth, but it's just like this city area. But still, pretty devastating blast. He puts all the humans in this like Matrix tree where they're all dreaming, and the Rangers are sort of regrouping in that cave that they use for a bunch of settings. Like, whenever I see it, I always think of the Helheim world from Gaim. But they're kind of regrouping, and Weisel shows up, and of course, because I just don't like him, but he's still around. But he shows up, and he's telling him how he's using the energy from the dreaming humans to recreate the Earth, and they want to stop him. And again, they go out to fight him, and it doesn't work out so well. They instantly get knocked down again. And then Kanalo's like, well, is this so bad? Everybody in the dream world's gonna get to live out their ideal life forever, or, you know, forever of their lives. Would that be so bad? And then Asuna punches the ground and basically gives a speech as to why it's so bad. And it actually was a pretty nice scene, both her scene and then the scene afterwards, because after that they all come together and say like, you know, this is why we fight, this is our chivalry. You know, it's a big revelation moment of why they are reaffirming why they want to fight and why this isn't a good thing. But it was an interesting philosophical discussion, to be sure, because it's like a world where all your dreams are true and there's no failure, which sounds like great, you know. I thought it was gonna be, I mean, it was definitely cheesy, but I thought it was gonna be worse. I thought it was gonna be like, you don't wanna live in a world where everything's easy, because I never understood that line of thinking. Like, when people say, you don't want everything to just be easy, do you? And I'm like, yes. Like, I don't know why people want things to be difficult, but that's a discussion for another time, for Dawson's philosophy rambles. But I thought it was going to be more on the nose of kind of the stuff I talked about in last week's review of, like, Sentai finale bingo, where they're like, humanity's flaws, but nothing's good without the flaws. But it was more about it, like, feeling real. Like Asuna said, like, none of our friends were there, and I feel like this is the real thing. Although I guess other than them noticing their friends weren't around, you couldn't really tell. But I thought it was a lot more dialed back than I thought it would be, and it felt more, I don't know if earnest is the right word, but I guess I liked it more than I thought, because I thought they were going to dive into sort of a generic speech that kind of usually accompanies this plot line, but I thought it worked really well as for the case of why to keep fighting and, you know, despite failures. And it wasn't too on the nose or too cheesy or too similar to previous ones. I thought it was a nice scene overall. Then they morph again, and Dawson's voice cracks, and that wasn't in the script. But then they do all the armors. Everyone puts an armor on, really cool, and they do another huge, there's two nice shots of them having all the armors on, and then one with all the armors, and then the Kishiryu behind them. It's really cool to see all 5 of them, or all 6 of them, excuse me, with all the different armors on, and it's usually the ones that look best. Like, black looks cool with the orange one on, blue with the blue looks really nice. Austin has the punching one, but the Pocky one, which he seems to use a lot, which works. And I just really like that, and it makes me excited to get figures for it next year for PR. And the shot of all of them in front of the Kishiryu was also a nice, cool shot. And it reminds me of like the Wild Force opening too, so that was really neat. And so yeah, it kind of teased out the final battle. Also appreciated moment, there was no annoying ending theme at the end. It just smoothly transitioned into the calm little teaser for next week. I don't know if I brought that up last week, but I did on Twitter how terrible Ryusoulger's timing is with the opening. Because it's not like back in the day where it used to be like, let's sing and dance after the commercial, and there'd be a break. It'll be like something dramatic happens, or someone will get sliced, and then it'll be like, nah, 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 nah. So I don't like ending themes in general, but they have terrible timing with that. So I actually liked that we didn't have that, like, so we end on this nice moment and it wasn't instantly obnoxious. It kind of segued into it a little bit nicer. But yeah, I thought this was a strong episode, a strong penultimate episode. Like I said at the beginning, I like that they kind of let this episode more so be about the characters, and you know, there were some cool bits of action, and I just mentioned like the cool roll call and stuff, but I like that they didn't try to force in too much action for the, you know, the quota, and they kind of let it be more character driven heading into the finale, and I thought it was a nice sentiment for the characters. And while the resolution was cheesy as expected, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and felt more natural than some Sentai speeches. But yeah, overall, very strong episode for me. I would give it 8.5, I'd say. I think it was a very strong episode. I liked it a lot. What did you guys think? Did you like the Hip Hop Anonymous? Damn, you gave him the easy ones. Did you like the penultimate episode? Are you looking forward to the finale? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.